training.tv. My name is Margaret Carlton. I'll be your broadcast engineer for today. Happy 2026, everybody. Hope you all had a great new year and a great Christmas. It is good to be back. Hello, Nick. How are you?
Hello, everybody. Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year, everyone. So you don't do this for a week and you space out. Right! We have a schedule. We do have a schedule. We talk about a lot of really cool stuff. So today we are continuing the mini makeover series. We'll be continuing that also next week with Nick. So we have paid subscription bundles. If you would like to support the channel, feel free to pick up one of the annual subscription bundles. It would be much appreciated. Basically, if you want to learn FileMaker and you don't necessarily you want to learn it like video wise and you don't like the live stream format, which a lot of people don't. We have hour-long live streams. You can learn a lot during those live streams, but a lot of people do find it overwhelming. Our training videos are about 10 minutes max most of the time. We cover a huge variety of topics. It's highly organized and well tagged, so you can find exactly what you're looking for, and you can very competently become knowing nothing about FileMaker to being a decent intermediate level developer by going through the whole course. So feel free to give that a look. If you are looking for FileMaker work, you're like, hey, I love FileMaker, I love the platform, but I really don't want to do this API integration, or I don't have the time to fix this, or I don't really want to sit here and learn how to, use FileMaker myself, or this is beyond my skill set, feel free to reach out to us at support@rcconsulting.com. We have a lot of senior engineers who are more than happy to help you. With that being said, Nick, I'm finally actually handing it over to you. Do you want to share your screen?
Yeah, yes.
What are you doing? What are we doing today?
Well, we continue this series this month, right, in January, and but we continue the makeover, and because I have pretty good thing to say about this, right? So, so today, last year, somebody asked me because you have a disclaimer, So when you get here, you say main menu, you have a disclaimer. Okay, here, welcome, confidential, blah blah blah. And somebody, I don't remember who, asked me, said, how you can get this here in this new format, right? Because I said, I don't want this main menu, right? So how we can do that? So that will give me the opportunity to talk about the difference between different type of dialogues. Okay, so you guys know about this dialogue, right? The dialogue, like we all know, right? The dialogue, which is in the show dialogue, right? And I can put this in there. So I can do something like this, right? So in the dialogue title, I can put this, right? And this in the text of the dialogue. Okay. Of course, there's no way I can get this red, right? There's no way we can get colors inside this dialogue here, right? So here. So we have this option, right? You have this dialogue. So we don't know that. There's a problem with this, okay? I'm using this less and less. I use this as it was intended to be used, okay? Like you want a confirmation. Do you want this? Yes, no. Or an information, say, hey, warning. Hey, if you continue, do you want to continue? Because this will take some, for example, that will take like 10 minutes. Or are you sure, continue? Do you want to proceed? Do you want to run through, like 10,000 records? Are you sure you want to run? Okay. So it's intended to be like this, right? In the past, we didn't have a lot of dialogue options, to be honest, right? And we had only this option, only this one to make a dialog. So that's why FileMaker came with this insanity of dialog: input 1, input 2, input 3, right? So you can say, and then make some improvements. Say, okay, so this is first name, for example, right? First name, for example. And this is first name. And input 2, and you put that in a variable, and you say last name, right? For example, right? And you say here last name. And then now you have, so you have up to 3 options, right? So you can point to a field or point to a variable, right? Right? I could have point to the field or variable. So let me show you the variable first, right? So when you here, right, you click here, and now you have this, right? So you can say Nick, enter. So now I say okay, and now if I go here, I have last and first. If I go again, I can say, I don't know, or March, Carlton, okay? That change. Of course, I could have point this directly to a field, right? Sorry, first, and here, name last, right? So that means if I click here, if I put Nick here under here, boom, Nick Hunter, right? So those two here is these two fields. This is one that old dialog, old-fashioned, right? Dialog. So, but this is not something that I like. Why? Because you can't dismiss this dialog other than to click OK, right? You can't. So when you pop, for example, if you have a script here, show dialog, and oops, and you say show dialog, hello. Okay, so you show this, and then you say, and then you say go to find mode, for example. Enter find mode, right? If you run this, well, you stuck. Okay, so there's no way. The script is paused forever until you click one of those two buttons. Okay, and then you switch final. Okay, so that is one dialog. Then FileMaker gave us the opportunity to use a layout a layout that puts change this awful. Okay, so we have a layout here. Oops. And now we have a new type of dialog, right? So let's do this disclaimer, right? So let's make it centered, 16, bold, right? And then copy this. Right? Like justified, right? So we have a nice dialog. Of course, we can put back, the red, because we have all this possibility here, right? And so we have all those options. And of course, we draw our own, we have our own buttons, and we can use our own button, right? The way we want, right? So now we can use this, and we can say this, to close the window, right? So now, instead of having the old fashion, and then we have modern, right? Instead of say show dialog, we have two ways to do this. New window, right? And here we can say floating documents, dialog, and card. So let's explore all of them. Documents, it's a window. It's this is a document window. This, regular window, they call that document window. Then new window, let's say floating window. And we show this dialog layout, right? And let's do it like this, okay? So if I do this, I have a new window, but it's on top of this one. You can even barely see. You think it's the same window, right? But it's not, right? It's a new window. And it's like this, but it has a different behavior. It always stay on top. Even if you can edit this, but this stays on top. See? It doesn't go behind. It stay on top of this one. But I can go here and I can go there, But, I left the window. When I click here, but it stay on top. It doesn't go behind, right? If I do like this, document window, if I do this, bam, right? Go behind. Okay. Bye. Then we have another type of dialog style, window style. We have the dialog style, right? So what is dialog style? Well, it's the same as this, but you can't, you hear? I can't go there. I can't get out of this. I need to close this one way or another. It's a window. I need to close to go, to go there. Okay. That's a dialog, which is good because, it's good. It's like this one, right? It's like this one. See, I can move this, but I can't get out. I need to close this. Here is the same, right? So if I resize, if I do something like this, right, it's the same. Right? But you saw the problem here. You have a lot of things to deal with. The bar, you have the buttons here. You need to resize the window to this to make it look like and you need to position this in the middle of the window to look like this, right? It's complicated. It was complicated. So there's another way, another dialog possible, which is a card style window, which is my favorite, right? So what the card style window will do, this. So let's make it, if the window is like this, boom, it will come always on top and always in the middle, right? If the window is smaller, come in the middle. It's bigger, come in the middle. And the window takes the size of the layout. If I make this layout bigger, it's bigger. If I resize it normal, right? So it's cool. I size this. It will get, of course, if you want, right? It says the size will be 232,406, which is, you bet, 232,406, right? But you can say, if you want, you can say, yeah, but that's okay, but I want bigger, right? You can do that. It will be bigger. And if you make this centered, well, it's like this. So it's cool, right? So, but if you put nothing here, that will be the size of the layout, right? Looks good. And you have a close button. But I already have my button here. But this close button is part of the design. FileMaker will put it. Okay? So you have two options here, the close button and the dim parent window. So what the dim parent window is this, boom, it's gray, right? This grayed out. The window parents, this is a parent window, grayed out. So that stands out. Okay? I do like it sometimes, but more likely I don't want the close button and I don't want the dim parent. Okay? Like this, looks good. And typically I'm putting that white, the background, so it looks better. Okay? Right? So but now I want to do like a splash screen like this. right? Which, by the way, believe it or not, this is the FileMaker layout with the same, it's a dialog window, believe it or not. So, yeah, it's true. This. That's why it looks like so. So, here, I want to make it a splash. I want to make it a splash window dismissible after 5 seconds, right? Which is totally, completely impossible to do with this. If you have this, right, you can't control it. This, I have much more control. First control is this. So let's delete this. So let's have a trigger and have on first window open. Okay? What do I want? New window? Card? Go to dialog? No close, no dim, right? I want to pause this for 5 seconds and then close. And here I can say, to be modern, because we are modern, because we follow RCC webinars, and because we know what we do, because we are not rookies. Maybe you can say, like this and make it like this. Like this. Okay. Right? Okay. So now I will put this in the on first window open, which is here, file option, script triggers, right? On, okay, they already have one. Okay. So what is open script do? Yeah. Okay, I can add this to this open perform scripts. Actually, I can copy those, put on this, right? And do this. And I'm going to put that script here, the file option scripts, this script, which is on first window open triggers, trigger on first window open, which is a starter script. Okay. So let's start again. Bam, goes away. So enough to see it, but it goes away. Of course, if you open and you click continue, you don't need to wait the 5 minutes, the 5 seconds, right? You understand? Oops. Oh yeah, I know. It's something I need to change here. Here, see what happened? Okay. So in this layout, when I click here, by the way, I need to put that centered. These scripts in option. Oh, it's not a script. Okay. I need a script here. I need a script. Close window. So why I need a script close window? So why I need that script? Okay. And not a script step is because I need to exit the current scripts. Let me explain. What happened when I open this, right? So resize, I open this window, I wait for 5 seconds, and then it closes. What happened if I do this? I don't wait for 5 seconds, right? And okay, so I need to remove the kill. Okay. So what happened if I do this, right? I new window. I don't wait. 5 seconds. I don't wait to 5 seconds. So that means I close this, right? I didn't wait for the 5 seconds. I close the window. But the 5 second, within the 5 second, I close the window, but I keep going with the scripts. So what happened? Well, I close the window manually. So I close this one, right? So to prevent that to happen, I do need, if I decide not to wait for the 5 seconds, right? If I decided, well, the running scripts need to be killed. Killed or exit. Let's exit. Let's be less aggressive, okay? You know. So we don't kill. We just exit. Okay, so now what will happen if I do this? Right? So you need to look the stack here. This is a script. Okay. I do this and this. Right? Open the window. I decide not to wait for the 5 seconds. I stop this. Bum. See? I click the button. The script trigger is gone. Now I just close window, but the script is gone. So the 5 second, whatever, and the close is gone. Within that, I decide to kill. So this is killed. When I'm there, waiting for this, I click the button, it kills this. And this will never happen. So far, not sure if you have window. Yeah, we have questions. Could
Could you use on timer script?
No,
Could you use
no,
the
no.
on timer step to close in 10
No,
seconds
this
if
is
it's
not.
not closed?
This is not for this. You don't want that on timer. No. No. A non-timer is when you want to repeat something, not when you want to wait for something. You understand? If you on timer, to put on timer, install on timer scripts. Which script you want to put on timer? This is when you say, I want this every 10 seconds. you put on timer. That means every 10-second bump, bump, bump. It's something you want to repeat. You in here, I don't want to install. So which script you want to, okay, tell me how you do that. You do new window and you on timer what? On timer the close? No. You don't want the close to happen to every 10 seconds. No. You want to wait for 5 seconds, pause for 5 seconds, right? Correct? Or there were another way, but no, no, there's no way. Pause, and if you decide to continue, you kill the pause. The on timer is not for this. Right? So on timer is not for this. Of course, you can use tricks and hacks, right? To make it working, have two scripts that open and close, but it's a hack, too complicated. New window, you pause and close. This is a natural behavior. You want to stop this, you want to rush it, kill with this. Close and kill, right? Make more sense than to make a repeating thing that is not a repeating, right? So the on timer is not for this. Okay, so the big advantage of those stuff, so you have another thing that is good with what's the name? Those dialogues. Is you can hijack the keys. Let me explain. I want this dialog, okay? So let's make it possible to open dialog. Just want to open it, okay? So let's make it the script here. Open dialog, okay? Here, right? I can, so it closes automatically, right? After 5 seconds. Oh. But I want also to make it close when I hit escape key, which is totally, completely impossible here. Escape, 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 escape. No, nothing happened. Okay. Here, neither. But I can do it. Here, it's totally, completely, physically impossible. So this is better because I can do it. So how I can do that? Well, another trigger on layout keystroke. Okay, on, not or, on layout keystroke. These layouts click here, I have this. So what's this do? Okay, well, it does this. So show dialog. what we struck. Okay. Get trigger, okay, keystroke. Okay. Get trigger keystroke. So this get trigger, all those get trigger all of those current panel, external event, gesture, keystroke, modifier key, target panel, all of those works display something only when they are called, within a keystroke, a trigger. That means if I run this script here now, right? Well, nothing happened. It needs to be from a trigger event. Whatever, could be any event, but it needs to be in the trigger event. Of course, a keystroke, if I want to catch the keystroke, it's only on the on layout keystroke. I can't get the keystroke on record load, for example, right? It's on layout keystroke events that I can get this. So I'm running this. So that means when I hear, if I strike a key, like the letter A, this happens. I struck the letter A. I can strike the big A. Oh. I can strike the space key, but there's nothing because the space. I can strike tab, right? Or delete key, or return. I see nothing. I can see a letter, a number, but I cannot see those. So how can I do? Right? Well, I can do this. I can set a variable and say, this is the key. This is the current key. Okay. This is the current key. And I can say, give me the code of the current key. And show me in parentheses what the current key, if you can. Okay? If you can. So what code will do? Current, forgot the ampersand here. So what the code do? Well, you do this. 97 is the code for the letter A. 65 is the code for letter big A. Okay. But space is 32. Right? Tab is 9. carry return, see, is 13. Enter is 10, right? Delete is 8. So let's remove this. So now that I have the code, I don't see, because I can't, here, can you say, if current key equal space, I can do that. I can do that, right? Show dialog. Yes, space, okay? Let's do this. So I click space and it say it's a space, right? Because it is, you recognize the space. But how I can do the escape key? I can't, I have no character for escape, right? When I type escape, I have no character. I have no ASCII character representation for that key. But I have a code though, 27. I have a code. So if the current key, so if the current key code, so let's do something else. So if the current key code equal 27. Okay. Else, if, for example, current key code equal, I don't remember. Oh, 32. Yeah. Okay. Equal 32. Well, space. Right? So let's try. I click here. Right? Oh, stupid me. Okay. I strike. Space 32. It is a space. Escape 27. It is an escape key. So now I can say, instead of doing this, I don't want this. That was just for the demo. I can say if current key equal 27, well, perform scripts. Close the window, right? Close script, right? So I can close the window, correct? So if I say, so I'm here, and yeah, I need to kill the, because I have this have this. Yeah, I think yeah, okay. So I need to close perform script or close window. I need to, how I can exit the script though? Hmm. How I can kill the scripts? I don't remember because I cannot say exit. Huh. I need to kill the script. I don't remember how we do that. Perform script, close the window. Huh. I don't remember how I can kill, exit scripts. I don't remember. Yeah, oh yeah. Alt scripts. Sorry for that. Anyway, I need to alt script after that. Okay, alt. So alt will kill the script that is running. Okay, so let's do it. I click here. I can wait 5 seconds and that close automatically. Let's remove this because I don't want to see this. I open this. I click escape. Boom, goes away. Click, escape. Click, click. Click, escape. Click, escape. Or click, wait 5 seconds. Okay? So you need to put the alt because you perform that or you close the window, whatever, But you need to alt the script that is running because when you hear, you click this, right? Your new window, you there, and then you pause, then you hit this and you want to close the window, but you want to kill that script because you hear you have closed the window. So if you keep going with that script, it closed the main window. So the script you're in here, you say halt and splam. Okay?
We got questions from David if you want to take one.
Okay, yeah, that's another. Okay, if you want to hit any key.
Yeah, if you want to,
well,
what if you want the window to be closed if any key is pressed?
Okay,
Yeah.
so no, that easy. Okay, so well, if you there, that means you hit something, right? So instead of having this is any, so you have any key, right? Any key, and this is escape. Okay, so you have two versions. Any key, that's it. Any key. So you trigger this. So let's show it. Yeah, I was Mr. Windows and Mr. Trigger when I was at FileMaker, right? I was in charge of many things that happened here. In the window, I am the guy that asked I put in a new window. Now you can click here and select the layout. Before you didn't have this. you needed to do new window and another go to layouts. But you didn't have I did that, right? So let's change this to any key, So you change and say any key, right? So now you're there, right? Click, you type any key, any key, because what happened is this. So you're there, you type a key. So that means you trigger this on layout keystroke. You key, but I don't give a damn what it is. I don't want to hijack a key. I don't want to make a specific key, right? So close the window, halt. Easy. No, you don't need the if, no key. You trigger, you there, right? And you click, you type a key. It could be, I don't know, it could be okay, it need to be a functional key. It cannot be a F key or a play key. It need to be a key, like delete key. Boom. See? Keystroke. Or return, keystroke. Or whatever, C, keystroke, right? Or comma, keystroke. Or tab, keystroke. And then close Alt. So you don't need to do all this current key, no? So other question here, we have questions.
I always give names to the card windows.
Okay, why the key? So why it could be, why a name on card window? Okay, why? Why we because there's no way you can display the name of the car of the window here, like here. We have no window name. So why FileMaker gave this option to put a name on the window? So why? Right? Anybody knows?
To close the right window.
Yeah, so that means if you open a window, so let's open this window and kill the script. So this window is open. And now that this window is open, I want the scripts to close specific window. Oops. So how I can, from here, ask, close that window, this one. Well, close window, not the current. The window is a name, dialog. So now I can close that window. Boom. If this window didn't have the name, I couldn't close it. I couldn't say close that one. That's why we have this option on the FileMaker window. So, okay, it was like a full session on the Windows stuff, but it was good to have like a reminder of all those window types and stuff, and and the dialogue, right? Because now you understand. So before we go, okay, I can say on the keystroke here, escape and Claris return, right? So I can do this, but also else. So that's its escape key. But also I can say, hey, if it's Claris return, close the window, right? And I don't know, go, enter file mode, for example, right? So escape, I close. Enter, I do something else. Okay? So here, escape, I do this. But here, Claris return, why it didn't enter file? Oh, yeah, okay. Why didn't do? Hold on. Oh, it's not the right scripts. Okay. I need to change the script here. So let me, for the demo file, it will be better. Yeah, if I do this. Okay. If I click here, if I click here, I say escape, I close. But if I click here, I said Claris return, I go layout mode. I go and I enter file mode, right? Right? So look, I'm here. And if I say escape, close. Boom, boom, boom. I'm here. But if I say Claris return, right? He skipped the 27, he accepts the 13, close, enter file mode, right? So you can do other thing with this. So here you can say, right? So let me do this. Let me change the demo a little bit. Okay, so this dialog here, strike any key to close. Okay? That's what we'll do for that demo. For the first demo, for the disclaimer. Okay? Now I'm going to do another demo, duplicate that. That is okay. And that dialog. Okay. So yeah, I can do the as I can say um, okay. So I have a continue button, and I can have. I remember. I want the. Where is the? Okay, this one. Where's my cancel button? Oh, yeah, I think it's this one, the same. So I have this here. Okay. So this cancel close the window, right? But I can have, a new script that says continue. Okay. And continue, it's, I don't know, enter find mode. Okay. For example. So this script here, this one, when I escape, right? So yeah, I need to close and this the continue, close, and enter find mode. Close window and enter. Okay. So this one, okay. I perform the scripts. No, I close the window. And here, I perform the scripts continue, right? So this close the window, and this perform the script continue. Okay? So demo dialog. Okay, this is a demo, right? So open dialog. Okay. That's for the demo. So when I open the dialog, now I have multiple options. I can, so I can escape to close or click to close. Okay, 2 options. I can continue clicking, close, and enter find mode, or do the carriage return. It didn't work. Continue, close, enter find mode. Why? Okay. Oh, that's why. Okay. Okay. Or okay. So because this is the default behavior of, that when you have a dialog, when you have a dialog, when you have a dialog here, the highlight button is the one that will be validated if you strike carriage return in your keyboard, right? You know that. The one that is highlighted, if I strike escape, it ignores, right? It close, ignore. But if I do this and I strike, if I put 30% and I click and I don't click, but I strike carriage return, it validates. So if I click escape, it doesn't validate. If I go back here, if I go back to page, it stays 100%. Okay? But if I say 30 and I nice strike carriage return, right? Why it doesn't work? Is that the only that the only one? Okay. Anyway, This is the only one that doesn't work. But anyway, this is how it works. If I do here, if I do this and I strike escape, if I go back to file option, it say admin. But if I say 22 and I say okay, and I strike car return, it's the okay key. And if I strike okay, strike return, it's the okay key. Okay, it's the highlight button that is activated. If I do this and I strike carry return, it's the OK key. And the OK key, because it's the one highlighted. Well, this is the default behavior or the UI behavior, right? So here, because my highlighted button is continue, if I strike carry return, it's the continue button that needs to be done. If I do something like this, which sometimes happen, the cancel button is the one, you know what I mean? Okay, so it needs to be like this. Both right? Both escape and carry return do the cancel button. So if I click here and say escape, it cancel. If I click here and say carry return, it cancel as well, because it's the cancel button that is highlighted. This is how it works, right? But more likely you want something like, something like this. Right? Oh, yeah. Because the continue has its own.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So anyway. So where's the okay. So dialog, return, okay. Okay. So so you saw that the count start window is much more powerful than this, right? This is old school. This is 1980. Still I'm using it. As I said, like, oh, are you sure? Yes, no. Do you want to continue? Because, it's going to take like 10 minutes. Warnings, confirmations, validation, but nothing else. If there's data inputs, you don't want to have first name, last name like this. No. What you want is to have like the dialogue, right? And if you want last name, right? If you want first name, right? Oops. First name and last name, you do something like this. Right? And not something like this. So if you want, I can explain, because if you do this, oh yeah, because now I can't strike anything, because because I have I highlight this. So you need to see, you need to do like this, right? If gets active field name is empty, not is empty this, right? Else. So what happened here? So do nothing. Okay? So because I want to be able to type something here, right? If I don't do this, well, this happened. I want to change the name here. So I strike a key. Well, it's not escape key. I strike S. And it's not 13. And Alt. Nothing happened. I strike a key, I strike F. I strike a key, but is it a 27? No. I strike a F. It's 102. So it's not 27, not 13. So it's not doing anything. It halts. So to avoid this, you say, okay, by the way, I have a field. I am in a field. The active field name is not empty. That means I am in an active field, right? So avoid, I am here. Do nothing, you don't need to put anything here. Just say if this, oh, forget it. Okay? Do you understand how it works? If they do nothing, just keep going the way it is, So this is good because it doesn't break it doesn't break the repetition. If this M I have, so it doesn't break the natural behavior of typing. Okay? But if you click escape, nothing happens. Okay? See? But the normal behavior would be, right, that if you click escape, right? So it was a 27, right? So if you want to be really, really, correct, in the active fields, you need to say if is this, this is when you want, is when you are like crazy like I am, or this, you commit the record. Okay? So now I'm here, I type, or I click escape. It goes away from the field, or carry return. See? Because I am there, I am here, but if you strike escape or carry return, you commit. So what happened is that the natural behavior, that you reproduce the real behavior. Tab, you go there. Now, If you type anything, that's okay. Okay? But if you strike escape or carry return, escape, you get out. And now that you got out, okay, what happened if I strike escape again? Boom. So when you hear and here, you can say escape, escape, which is a real behavior. It's a if you build an app with Xcode or whatever, this is the behavior you need to happen, right? Right? And all of this is possible because of the keystroke. And that's why you have the on keystroke. Don't try with menus. You're not menus. You not command something. You don't do command escape or command return, right? Here, no, there's two things. The menu is one thing and the keystroke is something else. Two things different. Where's my Discord stuff? Yeah, you dismiss. Yeah, no. No. Dismiss. No.
Mm-hmm.
When you have an action, you don't dismiss an action. You cancel that. Here you have an action. You continue. Dismiss is when you have only one option. Like here, this could be centered and dismiss. But you cannot have dismiss continue. It's cancel the action. You are in an action. So you cancel, right? Maybe I can do a webinar. I have an example. Okay, let's say you are in the middle of okay, that's for tomorrow. I will do because you have the dismiss, the cancel, and the abort. Abort. You have three levels. The dismiss is this. Dismiss. There's one option. Dismiss. Okay. Continue, something happened. Here, now that is more like edit owner name, right? Is more this. Is edit owner name. This will be validate or okay. Okay? I prefer validate because it's validate. Okay? Right. What time is it? 20. No, we do tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm going to show you how we do a full edit on a name with a cancellation that does because if I do this here, see, it changed here. I don't want that to happen. Right? I don't. Because I changed the name. If I do cancel, the name changed. It's not a real cancel, right? Right? If a real cancel will have, first of all, I don't see the change. I see the change only if I validate and cancel, right? So you have the dismiss, there's one option. There's no dismiss validation. We never saw. If you saw that, give me one screenshot because this is a rookie mistake. The guy has no experience on AI, on UI, whatsoever. So the dismiss, there's one option. Dismiss, boom, that's me. That's all. right? I'm going away. Cancel, that's it. You open, you start, and you cancel. Abort, you are letting go a process that you started like one or more screen before. Like page 1, enter this and this. Page 2, continue, right? Then, okay, enter the address, continue. Okay, tell us who you are, continue. Send us $200. Abort, I don't want. You abort everything you did. You gave your name, you said who you are, you gave your address, but you want to abort because you don't want to send $200. You know what I mean? That aborts. So dismiss, cancel, abort. Yep, there's rules, right?
Yes, there is rules.
No, it's good to know. I mean, to be like right. I mean, dismiss is when you have one thing, dismiss. If you have a dismiss button with something else on the side, show me a dialog, show me a screenshot with the email of the guy who did that. I'm sending you an email and say, okay, you should go back to school. It's no, dismiss is dismiss. You know what I mean? Say, cancel. It's aside on something else. Okay? So tomorrow I'm going to show you how to do this canceling, this edit cancel, right? If you want, do you want me to do like a demo of canceling?
That would be.
It's I prefer to do a webinar. Can you note this? How to revert editing data. Type this. Because the reverts we have here, this is a BS, right? Because it works only once. If you click here, and you click here, there's no revert. So I want to be able to click here, click here, click here, click here, change this, change this, change this, click here, click here, click here, click here, click here, and say cancel, and everything go, right? So this revert stuff here is a BS that got introduced in FileMaker 5, but now we are in FileMaker 25 now, right? That's 20 version ago, right? And they never change it. Just because they didn't want to do like a save. We don't have a save. Let's say I want to create a save layout, save record, a real one that I can click here, click here, click here, click here. There's many ways to do that. Okay. Many ways to do that. But I want to show you one way that is very cool. Okay. So David is.
Yes, people are agreeing that would be cool.
But of course, there's no, because I build it, but you know that it's like this, for example. So I have this. So let's say you hear, this is a Apple, is the Apple contact app, okay? Can I click here and I can change the number? Can I click here and I change the home? Can I click here and change my address? No. No, right? And go to your phone, neither, right? Nobody has, like we do in FileMaker, click a change, right? So that means, for example, you drop your you there, you drop your phone on the keyboard, right? And you click on the side, and that's it, right? That only on FileMaker you have this. Here, you edit, you do whatever you want, right? Whatever you want, right? You change, you add, and then you say, oh, yeah, okay, but I don't want that. Okay? So you escape, right? But it changed. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, that BS. I don't even have a cancel. Wow. See? It's a big, you can't even undo. Wow. There's not even you see? I will do a better. There's no undo. Oh, okay. That's undo. Okay. They have an undo. But still, when you hear, you want to edit, you want to cancel, right? You want to cancel here. It's missing, right? Isn't missing? You have a done, but I want to cancel. So see done, that means, yeah, if you change, well, even if you escape, it changed? No, it didn't. Okay, I don't know. Edit. If I do this, and I do escape, yeah, it changed everything. But you can do undo. Well, but still, you have an UI to do that. Right? So yeah, I'm going to do a webinar on this. I'm going to do a full webinar on this.
That'd be good.
Yeah. I did once, and everybody said it's a nightmare. It's complicated, but it's not that complicated anyway, and it's necessary, unfortunately. And but I have a way to do it, which is very cool, and I can even have a versioning. You have a version, so they say each time you edit, you can keep a copy of the edition, right, of what you changed. So I built that for somebody. He wants all the evolution of the changed on that record, right? So it's cool.
It'll be very cool.
Okay. Well, but tomorrow we continue this. I'm going to do a mini version of this. Okay.
Yes, that'll be fun.
A mini. How to do that, and we do that tomorrow. Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you,
So
everyone. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Have a good, well, I mean, I'll be here for the rest of the year, obviously, so glad you all had a good New Year. Bye.
Bye.